Welcome to AC 24/7. I'm Aaron Dean. Marvel actor Jonathan Majors was found guilty Monday on misdemeanor charges stemming from a domestic dispute with his former girlfriend. Majors was convicted of one count of reckless assault in the third degree and non-criminal charge of harassment as a violation. He was acquitted on another assault charge and one count of aggravated harassment. The trial stemmed from a March 25th domestic dispute involving Majors, who plays a villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and his former girlfriend, Grace Jabari. His sentencing is scheduled for February 6th. As the White House and Congress attempt to come to terms on border security issues, another immigration-related battle is brewing in Texas. On Monday, the governor of the state created a new law that is aimed at punishing those who come into Texas illegally. The Advocate Channel's John Lawrence reports.
By putting pen to paper, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs a new state law making it a crime to illegally enter the state.
The only thing we are doing by this law is making sure that our law enforcement have the tools they need to actually take action against those who are actually coming across the border illegally.
The measure, SB 4, gives local law officials the ability to arrest migrants who are trying to sneak into the Lone Star State.
As the National Guard see, as the Texas Department of Public Safety see, they know that they're not profiling. They are seeing with their own eyes people who are violating the law.
Supporters are praising Abbott's move, saying it provides Texas with another way to protect its southern border. But others have issues with this new law, which is expected to go into effect in March.
The problem is that local law enforcement don't have the training to enforce immigration law. So, of course, there could be some errors that could be done because they just don't get that training.
21 Democratic lawmakers wrote a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland expressing, quote, grave concern about Texas Senate Bill 4.
I do support stricter policies, but at the same time, not to the extreme where you don't allow the rights of the immigrants to claim asylum.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
New York City has sent nearly 20,000 migrants out of the city since March of last year through a travel ticket purchase program. That's according to City Hall data. That program has so far cost the city more than $4.6 million. New York City agencies have bought more than 19,000 tickets for migrants to travel to 10 different states around the U.S. They include Texas and Florida, two Republican-led states that have programs of their own to send migrants out and into their jurisdictions. The program is optional, with the migrants given a choice of where they'd like to go. A spokesperson for the New York City mayor says more than 154,000 asylum seekers and migrants have arrived in the city over the last 20 months. The federal government is trying to make it harder for officers found guilty of misconduct to get hired at other departments. The Justice Department launched a new national database to centralize information on the misconduct of federal officers, and it will flag them during the hiring process for law enforcement positions. President Biden says that it's part of an executive order on police reforms that he signed in 2022. Right now, the database only applies to federal officers, but Biden says that he's working to allow state, local, and tribal agencies to also participate. Vice President Kamala Harris is launching a cross-country reproductive freedoms tour in 2024. It will start in Wisconsin on January 22nd, which is the 51st anniversary of the Roe v. Wade decision, the landmark ruling which established a federal right to abortion that was overturned last year. Now, the Biden campaign sees abortion as a key issue for voters in 2024. Thanks so much for joining us for AC 24/7. For more, go to theadvocatechannel.com and subscribe on the Advocate Channel YouTube page. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Aaron Dean.